Alright. Hello, my name is Brandon Hanbarger. I am peeking something awful right now. Let's see if I can fix that. There we go. Okay. That's a bit better. So yeah, my name is Brandon Hanbarger. I have been working on a game for the past 3 weeks or so. I just want to make sure everything's alright. I guess you could call this a developer's log. It's my first time really doing something like this outside of a couple of school assignments. So what I am working on right now is a sort of non-traditional horror game. Horror, mystery, sort of adventure type of game in a Game Maker Studio 2. And I just wanted to show off some of the features of it here. Give me a second to put some of this back. Most unprofessional ever. There we go. Put some of that back. So yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and start the game. Let's see, for the past 3 weeks I've been working on the basic mechanics, trying to get something of a demo put together. As you can see, it's very bare bones visually right now. Really the only thing I've put any amount of time into developing in terms of visuals is the HUD. You can see up here, right, I made the mouse disappear. You enter. You've got a location display on your top left, your total inventory in the middle, your equipped item just to the right of that, and on the far right there's going to be a sort of Doom style health display. You move around using WASD. Use J to inspect items and K to use whatever you have currently equipped. So as you can see, I'm kind of trapped in this room right now. There's some. Let's see if I can actually get a zoom on this. Give me 1 second. Window capture. Just window capture. Okay. Hopefully that works. It doesn't just go straight to hell. So there are these gray bricks around here. I can pick up this item, and you get a message when you pick it up. And then I can switch my items using Q and E. Now if I press K while I'm holding this item, see we shoot out a little projectile here. This item is called the Tremor Totem. It's used to break down sort of crumbly walls and rocks, basically get stuff out of your way. Then I can come into this and you see the top left, your location updates. I'm in the ruined cell over here and I'm in the dank foyer. And you can kind of just look around and explore this area. You dig around underneath some of those gray bricks. Up here we have a gate, and if I inspect this gate, you get a description of it. Some of my key bindings are a little bit messed up right now, so that's why I kind of move when I inspect. But you get a brief little message there, and maybe you decide you want to look around underneath some of these blocks. You'll find interesting things like that. You got a revolver bullet. I have no gun to put it in right now, but as you can see right here, we have just found a gun. You switch to it, you can see your ammo display above the item name. And as I continue to look around in here, I can inspect all this stuff. I can see items on the ground. I might want to go pick them up, like this. And if an item doesn't really have a use when you try to use it, D just inspects the item that you're holding in your hand. In this case, this Crimson book, you read a little passage from the book. And that'll be used for a puzzle later. So if I go up to this and I inspect it, it's locked. It's probably kind of hard to see there, but there are some tiny locks on those doors, whereas everything else has a golden doorknob. So we're looking around, where can I go? What can I do? Let's try digging underneath this X on the ground here. We find a key. Inspect that key. And maybe I can use this key on this door. And maybe underneath this bed there's a secret switch that opens something. As it just did down there. But yeah, as I said, it's going to be kind of like a sort of mystery style point and click adventure, except without the pointing and clicking. Obviously, this is first person. You just go around pressing J on stuff, trying to figure out your path forward. Now you can see we're in the hidden altar. There's a key up here as well as some bullets. You can see this ammo update in real time. Let's pick this up. And why aren't you guys coming to life? You're supposed to. That's embarrassing. Why isn't that happening? Okay, well, those guys are supposed to hop to life when you pick up the key. There's probably another. Oh, there's. Silly me. I left another one down here and it's checking to see if any of these objects exist. Well, any second now, some bad guys will come popping through this door down here. Or not, because they're having a hard time figuring out how to get to me. You get these ghoul guys, and this is where the gun comes in handy. Obviously, you can shoot them, and if they ever get off top of each other. You can see they're pretty slow. Right now, they don't do anything when they hit you, just because they don't really have health and death incorporated. I want to do these like unique death scenes, depending on what monster gets you. It'll play like everything will disappear, and you'll kind of get this like animation of the monster killing you. Yeah, these guys are fairly easy. They hide and pretend to be rocks, and depending on whether or not you pick up an item or enter their aggro zone, they pop up to life. I'll probably fix that and show off that animation real quick before this video is done. But now we have this key. Go down here and inspect it. It's a copper gate. We have a rusted key. There's a rusted keyhole at the bottom, so let's use it and get through. Now we're in this area. Ignore that little door there. In Game Maker terms, I've actually entered a new room. And this is primarily what I've been working on today. This monster that I'm testing in this area called the Pit. So those guys were called ghouls. And this guy is going to be the Shoggoth. And you can see down here, there are actually some numbers. This top one here is your room position, because each, not room as in Game Maker room, but room as in like section of the map that you're in. Ooh, that was strange. I don't know why those flipped around. This is wonderful. Okay, so this top one is your position within the room. This middle one here is the AI state of the Shoggoth right now. And the bottom one is his position within the room. And the way that this guy works, excuse me, is if at any point that top and bottom number are equal to each other, that middle number is going to change, and we're going to see it enter a chase state. It changes its room state based on touching those S icons there, and I'm going to try to let it walk by so it doesn't run into us and just immediately aggro on us or something. But every time it touches one of those, it changes its room and updates it. As far as mechanics go, I'm going to have it be playing a sound at its position, and that sound is going to fall off depending on how far you are from the Shoggoth, because unlike the ghouls, the Shoggoth cannot be killed. This gun doesn't do shit to him. It just does nothing. So we're going to walk around here and see if we can encounter him. When he's lurking like this, he's a lot slower than you are, but whenever he becomes active, he's a little bit faster than you are, so you have a limited amount of time to try to get to a different floor and away from him. Okay, see, there he is. He just entered his run state. Now he's going to be chasing me. You see the number there in the bottom also updated. And he's fast. Like I said, and he's trying to take the quickest path he can to you. Oh no, he's got me. So this would be a game over state. I would be dead. And I can enter I'm going to try to avoid this. I can actually enter a spot he can't really get to. just because this is a little crevice for me to get in. But you can see if I try to shoot him, oh dang it, I'm so used to my old key bindings. If I try to shoot him, it's not going to do anything. I'm just going to be wasting my ammo. I guess that doesn't visually display very well right now. I'll probably make a different hit flash effect, but it just eats up the bullet and doesn't do anything. But if I were to somehow get away from him, outrun him, all the way back here somewhere he can't get to me. And he can move through breakable objects just fine. They don't really affect him. If I leave this area and come back in, he's no longer there, and we can see the state down there has reset. That's nothing special. I've literally just entered and exited the room, reset it. Trying to think if there's anything else I've really been working on so far. I think that's pretty much it. I can go into a little bit of detail about how this all works. So we've got the player here. We have a camera object which is linked up to this viewport, and every time the player, in terms of like transitioning rooms, every time the player hits one of these, it pops them over to the other side, updates the camera position, giving the illusion that these are separate rooms, when really it's all one big map, big quote unquote. So that's how that works. Each of these little guys, I use these to mark the top left position of each room. You'll notice that, like, obviously you didn't really see any of these yellow guys. It's because they're hidden up behind the GUI bars that are displayed at the top and the bottom of the screen. The top one for your inventory and location, all that. Bottom one for inspecting. And you got to kind of actually enter. You shouldn't be this far down. Maybe should be. Whoop, 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 there. I think. Is this still on? No, that's right. But yeah, I made a script. It hasn't been updated. Target room equals roomless dot flooded hall. No, not crack passage. Dang it. Flooded hall. So yeah, these are all initialized here. Target X and target Y is for the camera. Move type is for how the player is moved into the next room. And target room is for tracking the player's position. That's that number that was down here. And target name is for the GUI. And then when you hit the player, it runs the script and it just passes all these variables through to script change room. Say with the camera, it moves something. With the player, move something. And this is just, you know, I could have used an enumerator for this at this point, but I don't feel like going back through all the ones that I've placed and ripping that all up and putting it back in. I actually just recently learned enumerators, and that's why a lot of my stuff up until now has not been using it. I wonder how much I'm actually going to have to tear out and fix. That's how that works. The inspect is pretty simple. It's just passing along stuff to the GUI. The GUI displays it. Yeah, it's all, I mean, I think it's all pretty simple stuff. At least simple compared to what I could be doing. This is how that tunnel area looks. Oh, this shouldn't be here. Don't need that. Yeah. I'll probably be doing some more updates like this in the future. Once every time I make like substantial progress on something. And kind of just documenting my thoughts. I mentioned at the beginning it's a non-traditional horror game, and I'll be getting into that kind of stuff later. I don't really want to say too much, because the surprise is part of the journey here. But suffice it to say, I think that this is going to be not really groundbreaking, but I think it'll be popular. I think people are going to find this and the mystery that I kind of weave here to be pretty interesting and compact. It's not going to be some lengthy, like 60-hour big old mystery game or anything. I'm not gonna. It just seems silly to do something that huge and grandiose when I'm just one person. Foolhardy. But yeah. So look forward to these updates in the future.